Bangkok is an absolutely massive city, and with it taking over half an hour just to get to the city centre from the airport, how on earth do you get around the city and how much will it cost you? Bangkok's transport system is mostly crazy with a little bit of organisation just thrown in for good measure so you can sort of understand what's going on. But it doesn't really matter where you need to go in the city, as long as you have the right type of transport to get there, it will not cost you very much. Probably the best way to get around Bangkok is just to use their metro system. It's really good, efficient, pretty much goes everywhere and is really, really cheap. I mean, a ticket costed us anywhere between like 15 to 40 baht per person, depending on how far you want to go. And they have all sorts of discount cards, daily cards and all that. There is a link in the description below if you want to go and have a look at all the tables and everything. If there was anywhere in Bangkok that we wanted to go that's pretty much longer than walking distance, then we pretty much always used the metro system and it got us to where we needed to go, and it was really efficient, it was aircon, it was on time, mostly. So yeah, if you did want to go somewhere that the metro doesn't go, or you just don't want to walk somewhere, then you can also take a motorcycle ride. Just look for someone in an orange visibility vest, and they'll usually be on the corners of either big junctions or popular streets and such, and they'll literally just drive you to where you want to go, and it'll be like 15 to 20 baht. The local people often use these as well, so it's a really cheap and efficient method to just get around. Bangkok is very well known for their tuk-tuks. However, if you are planning on going to somewhere like a temple or a very popular place, then it probably isn't worth taking them, since they do charge quite a lot, even if it's just a short journey. If you are planning on going to the Grand Palace, to the train station, or somewhere very popular, then don't be surprised if the tuk-tuk drivers try and ask for over 100 baht or more per person, just because it's a touristy place. Short journeys are okay. It will cost you like 30 to 40 baht per person just to take a tuk-tuk experience ride pretty much anywhere, but it is definitely not the cheapest way of getting around the city. We never really used tuk-tuks when we were in Bangkok. We pretty much just walked or took the metro to where we wanted to go, but we were haggled quite a few times by tuk-tuk drivers just driving past us, beeping at us, saying, hey, do you want to go here this much? Or we have heard from other people that they do often kind of veer off and go to shops that you obviously haven't asked for you to go to, just so they can get a tip from the owner. Taxis are another very popular way of getting around Bangkok. They are either a vibrant pink colour or they are green and white. As with any taxi, just make sure they turn their meters on before you set off, and just make sure they know exactly where you want to go. Either write it down, have it on your phone, and make sure they know where it is. The rates for an average Bangkok taxi are on the screen now, and it isn't too bad of a price. It's about the same cost as a tuk-tuk, although it's a hell of a load safer. If it's raining, it's a hell of a load drier, and also they have aircon, which in 40-degree heat plus traffic heat is what you want. We took a taxi from the airport when we first arrived in Bangkok, and it costed us 400 baht, that's for two people, to get into the city centre. Now, this wasn't the cheapest method that we found, although if you are in a large group, it's probably worth getting a taxi, since it will save you more money. In order to get to the airport for a lot cheaper, then they do have a special kind of SkyTrain monorail built between the airport and a stop reasonably close to the city centre. You can literally just catch the metro. And a ticket for this is 45 baht for the non-express train. If you take the express train, which is only like 10 or 15 minutes quicker, it will cost you 3 times the price at 150 baht per person. And for that price, you just may as well go and take a taxi. Speaking of Bangkok's airport, it is one of Southeast Asia's like amazing hubs. You can find cheap flights to other parts of Asia, like Australia, New Zealand, or even Europe for amazing prices. For example, we found a flight from Bangkok all the way to Berlin for under £200 on a reasonable airline, and these flights come and go all the time. You just have to kind of search for them. Bangkok Central train station is also a great hub if you want to get around the rest of Thailand, for example to go to Pattaya, Chiang Mai, or even if you're up for an extremely long train journey, get all the way down to Malaysia and Singapore as well. You can pretty much get around anywhere in Thailand for under 1,000 baht per person for a reasonable second-class train with aircon. As with most of Southeast Asia, of course, you can actually rent your own motorbike in Bangkok, although due to the really efficient transport systems, the other cheap alternatives that you have, it really isn't worth it, especially since you'll be weaving in and out of some of the worst traffic on earth. So unless you're super confident, you really want to go and do it, or possibly you're like driving out the city, I really recommend that you don't rent a motorbike there. I didn't even like being in the back of a taxi in Bangkok, so being on a shellless, open motorbike on some crazy roads, no way. If you found any other methods of like getting around Bangkok, if you did anything differently or found a really good deal on something, then let us know down in the comments section below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and subscribe if you want to see more videos coming in the future, and we'll see you next time.